Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are MC.
Royals baseball comes to you from Comerica Park in Detroit. It's game 3 of 4 between the Royals and the Tigers, with both teams with a win apiece. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. The Tigers took game 1 in a slugfest. It was a much better pitch game last night with the Royals evening the series. Alex Gordon got another RBI, and it seemed like it was a good fit for him to bat second. He was doing really well. Ned Yost moved him to third in the order, and he's doing even better.
Well, that makes him feel like he's an important part of the team, and he really is. But when you bump a guy up in the order like that, especially when hitting down the order, all of a sudden he goes, they're counting on me. Look at the hands working there through the zone. This is nice, whether he's pulling the ball, but really what's made him recently is he's using the whole field. That center field shot there, he's freed up. There's the left center field shot. And look at the doubles, the extra production there. But whenever you have a 385 batting average, it means you're using it all.
The Tigers are down to their last 2 home games of the year, and tonight will be the final big league game for Victor Martinez. Another than a year and a half for the Red Sox. He has spent basically his whole career in the Central, and that's his first big league home run against the Royals 100 years ago.
How about that? What a special player. Man, and this is a great opportunity for him to say goodbye to the home crowd before the team heads out on the road next week. So, 5-time All-Star, all those hits, congratulations.
He and the Tigers will have their hands full tonight against Jacob Junis. Tigers winning 11-8. And then it was speed, some small ball, and some defense. And the Royals took game 2, 4-3. Jacob Junis is 4-0 against the Tigers this year. He'll start tonight for the Royals. The lineups and the first pitch are next. A Tigers fan. 61 degrees. So fall is here, literally and figuratively. And the change began late in the game last night with the temperature dropping 15 degrees. And the Royals will be facing a right-hander tonight, Jordan Zimmerman. So Ned Yost has the left-hand bats back in there. Ryan O'Hearn, Brian Goodwin, Brett Phillips, and Maybreeze Valoria. And Jordan Zimmerman is wrapping up his best year as a Tiger. He has spent some time on the disabled list with some shoulder problems, but his ERA is 4.41. It was over 6 last year.
Yeah, he's gradually getting back into form, although his velocity's down. But here's the key. Our heart of the order, our 3, 4, 5 batters, because he's given up the .629 opponent slugging percentage against other meats of the order. So let's get him. Defensively, Mackie Matuk is in right field. 60th career start out there in his 4 years as a Tiger. And 39-year-old Victor Martinez is saying goodbye. It's his last game he'll ever play in 15 years. One of our era's best switch hitters.
Witt jumps on the first pitch, and that's slicing away from Jones, who makes an incredible catch for a moment, and then it popped out of his glove. And Witt will keep on running to third. That was very close to one of the best catches of the year. But he didn't quite have it stuck in the glove.
Well, he took a perfect route, and on contact where we are in back of the booth, back of the field here, you could tell that ball was tailing away from him towards right field, and I thought for sure that was going to be an easy triple. Turns out it was, as the ground caused a fumble. That can happen in baseball.
So with that game opening triple, the Kansas City Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the KC Urban Youth Academy. And that gives Witt a 13-game hitting streak, and it puts a runner at third with nobody out for Mondesi.
Okay, now nice way to start. Easy ribby, stay up the middle.
Line to center field. And Jones realizes he has no shot. So 3 pitches into the game, and the Royals have a 1-0 lead.
1-0. Right away. I mean, the first pitch Witt hit was a opposite field with a fastball. That was a little slider. Attacked it. Great thought process, staying in the middle of the field.
And now the Tigers shift on Alex Gordon, and he hits it to left field, going against the shift, but unfortunately into Stewart's glove and left. And the Royals have come out hacking against Zimmerman tonight.
He's saying, man, I've been throwing too many strikes, too many hittable pitches.
Salvi is 1 out of 7 in this series and is still 1 RBI shy of 500 for his career. Now he's taking all the way. 0-1. Salvi's the DH tonight. Mabry's Valoria will be behind the plate for Jacob Junis.
5 for 14 with a homer in his career off Zimmerman.
Two and 1. Mentioned that Zimmerman's had a mostly improved year, but he has scuffled lately. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And with the 2 outs here in the first inning, he has given up 10 runs in his last 9 1/3 innings. Hit on the ground to Cosma at short, and that'll do it. Or did Victor Martinez come off the bag? Ned Yost says, hang on a second.
Looked like he pulled his foot. A little bit too early. No.
Ned says nope. So the inning is indeed over. Mondesi drives in Merrifield to give the Royals a 1-0 lead. Tigers have been banged up, so a lot of their regulars have been out of the lineup for a while, but many are back in there tonight, including Jamer Candelario leading off at third base, Nico Goodrem at second base, Mikey Matuk in right. They're all in the starting lineup for the first time in this series, and Ron Gardenhire is hoping that that combination can do something against Jacob Junis, who is 4-0 against the Tigers this year.
Yep, he's pretty much dominated him, but he's doesn't mean that it's an automatic. He's got to work. He's got to locate. Speaking of that, fastball command. That's what sets up his best pitch, the slider. Opponents aren't doing much on that last 4 starts. Junis' slider, by the way, just 172 opponent average on that. That's his put away pitch.
Candelario appeared as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last night with the Royals leading by 1 and took a 4-pitch walk. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tigers had 2 on with 1 out against Willie Peralta, and then Willie struck out Lugo and Adduci to end the game. On the ground to O'Hearn, and he'll sprint to the bag and get Candelario. 1 away.
Ford around the horn. Royals defense. Brett Phillips getting his 7th start in right field for Ned Yost. That says his arm's about 70%. Hunter Dozier making his 32nd start over there at the hot corner. Looks a lot more comfortable his last several games playing in the hot corner. And Junis likes to pitch to contact, so good chance both of those guys will get some action.
One out to Kristen Stewart. And when the Tigers slugged their way to a victory on Thursday night, Stewart was right in the middle of it. He drove in 5 runs in the first 2 innings, 6 in the game with his first 2 home runs. But then last night he was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, an error, and a bad throw. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think that would be considered a rough day at the office, especially when you lose.
2 balls and 1 strike.
You shake off the bad games, move forward.
Two and 2. Stewart is playing in just his 13th big league game. He has been their minor league player of the year the last 3 years. And Junis gets his first strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. Jacob Junis has won 8 games this year. 4 have been against the Tigers. He's our key drive to success. He has a 1.74 ERA in those first 4 starts. If he wins tonight, that'll be a Royals record, 5 wins against the Tigers in 1 season. And his success against Detroit this year includes a 9-inning complete game at the end of August. Castellanos lines it into left field, and he is on with 2 outs.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 41, Victor Martinez.
That was the voice of Comerica Park PA announcer Bob Vergils, who is also retiring. So tomorrow will be his last game. Well, Hud, let's hope his professional career doesn't come to an end like yours.
You know what? It's sad no matter where you leave. Now, mine was in the minor leagues in AAA, but Victor's is right here. A lot more fanfare, but my last at bat as a pro of 21 years, I got hit in the neck, and I'm sure hoping we don't see that today. Thanks for bringing that up. But that was a little parting gift to go into your second life.
Who is the pitcher?
Scott Ruffcorn, 90 miles an hour. And you know what I used to hear? Pitchers come in, they were angry, and they would yell, "I'm going to hit him in the neck the next time." And I thought that sounded so violent. I was like, "Oh my, that's not very nice." And now I know what it feels like.
That'll drop foul on the warning track. Hunter Dozier was way over in the shortstop position.
Victor really just a prolific switch hitter. Sprays the ball all around, hits it where it's pitched, mainly the outfield. So we're also playing him with Merrifield way out to pull and shallow right.
One ball, 2 strikes. At the top of the broadcast, we showed you his first big league home run. That was against the Royals when he was a September call-up in 2002. And he hit it off of Royals lefty Darrell May as a right-hand batter. And again, it's not high enough for Dozier to get underneath it. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has surpassed 2,000 career hits. He was a 5-time All-Star, a 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner. He also won a couple of Gold Gloves. That was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
And was that behind the plate? Yes, he was a catcher.
And he paid the price for all those years as a catcher, ending up with some knee problems. Last year he went on the disabled list 2 different times because of an irregular heartbeat, and then eventually had to be shut down and had a surgical procedure to correct that. And of all people, he's going to end up with an infield hit. And the Tigers had talked about if he got a hit, that might be a good time for the swan song. And we'll see what Ron Gardenhire does here. The ball will make its way back to the Tiger dugout. And yep, this is going to be it. Well, you think he's taking his time for a couple of reasons. Number one, the crowd wants to show its appreciation. And I think he knows once he steps into that dugout, that's it. And that's smart. Soak in that last moment.
That's beautiful. Congratulations to him. Got himself an infield hit on top of it. Not known for his speed, but a nice warm day for him.
They had been resting him in day games after night games, and we have a day game tomorrow. So he wasn't going to play tomorrow anyway. He wanted to finish his career at home, so that's why all arrows pointed to tonight. So Rodriguez runs for him at first base, and now it's Nico Goodrem with 2 on and 2 out. So I'd say that's a little better than getting hit in the neck.
Slightly. there was definitely a meaning behind that. Not from the pitcher either.
And a nice touch by having Salvador Perez and Alcides Escobar, both from Venezuela, go out and greet Victor Martinez.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he earned every bit of that last hit in his career. Good for him. He hustled it out. Yeah, and Salvi and Escobar, fellow countrymen. That was classy.
And a base hit into center field. Now booted by Goodwin. So Castellanos scores. Rodriguez goes first to third. And with 2 outs, the Tigers have 3 straight hits.
Goodrem, he's looking for something up, and you know it was a breaking ball, but that's what happens when you zone. When you put him in a certain area, you're looking up. Doesn't matter what it is. He hit it. Goodwin, ball took a funny hop on him out in center.
Well, no scoring yet, but I would assume that's a single and an error 8.
Well, isn't that pretty routine? If a guy bobbles the ball and the runner advances on him, that's an error.
I mean, Rodriguez didn't look like he was going to go first to third until the ball went off of Goodwin's glove. Fastball in for a strike to Mikey Matuk. 1-1 tie, bottom of the first inning. One and one on Matuk, who's appearing in this series for the first time and always seems to do well against the Royals. Got jammed. He rolls it out to Mondesi, and that is in time to end the inning. And the end of Victor Martinez' major league career.
At Comerica Park, as everyone's standing, and then Salvador Perez coming out to the field to embrace one of his heroes. Joel Goldberg back in Detroit and talking to Salvador Perez before the game. We know that he always looked up to Yadier Molina as a catcher, but his heroes growing up were Andres Galarraga, the Venezuelan guys, Andres Galarraga, Miguel Cabrera, and Victor Martinez. He said, I wanted to be a catcher like Victor Martinez when I was a kid. He said he remembers the first time that he played against the Tigers. That was his 16th big league game. He was 21 years old, and he was so excited to meet Victor Martinez. And that day, Victor Martinez gave him the advice: work hard, go about your business, take care of it. You could be a leader one day, and you could be great in this league. He has never forgotten that. He told me that he wanted to get all of his work in today early so he could be out there to watch the ceremony and take a look one final time at his friend and hero, Victor Martinez.
He also got a hug from Alcides Escobar, and there's some symbolism there, not just because Escobar's from Venezuela, but Victor Martinez wanted to be a shortstop. Being from Venezuela and all the great shortstops that have come out of that country, and Victor wanted to be the next Ozzie Guillen, and then when he signed with the Indians, they moved him to catcher, and he wanted to quit.
Wow.
He didn't want to be a catcher.
All right.
And then his mother, who raised 4 kids all by herself when Victor's dad died at an early age, said, "You're not quitting anything."
Way to go, Mom.
So thanks, Mom.
Exactly. Turned out pretty well.
1-2 on Hunter Dozier, who is homered and driven in 2 in this series and has a stolen base. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Royals scored a run 3 pitches into the game. Merrifield tripled on the first pitch, and then 2 pitches later, Mondesi hit a sacrifice fly. That's back into the crowd. And then the Tigers on Goodrem's RBI tied the game in the bottom of the first. Jacoby Jones is there and makes a play. 2 outs. Well, the Tigers have really struggled against Jacob Junis this year. The Royals have struggled against Jordan Zimmerman every year, it seems like, and are Toyota League leaders. Among active pitchers, Zimmerman has the lowest ERA against the Royals, and if you've been following the Royals over the last 5-6 years, I'm sure you are not surprised with the pitcher on the top of that list.
That's John Lester,
who has a no-hitter against the Royals in his career, among other impressive wins. Brian Goodwin with 2 down.
They finally got to him in the wild card game in 14, didn't they? One of the most exciting baseball games I've ever witnessed. And I'm sure I'm not alone.
Up the middle, and Cosma's right there, and he's able to recover after that bobble. And so Zimmerman gets the Royals in order in the 2nd inning.
Boy, I mean, he mashed that. That ball was hit hard. Good hustle. Oh, touched the front part of the base, so that was good. reserve fan section. Tickets are just $35 and include a seat in left field, a Gordo Big Head, and a premium Gordo Nation shirt. Don't miss the last Gordo Nation of the season on Thursday versus Cleveland. Get your tickets now at royals.com/theme tickets. Come on out and tell him how much you appreciate one of his finest seasons in left field. Love on him. He's worth it. Been a lot of fun to watch.
1-1 on James McCann. One and two on McCann, who's a .216 hitter against the league, but a .341 hitter against the Royals this year. Royals, by the way, have won the season series from the Tigers. That makes it 4 seasons in a row. And now McCann is caught looking, and Junis has his second strikeout.
Beauty. Boy, it's a real nice dipsy-do on this breaking ball here. Oh, fell out of the sky. McCann, you got to go.
And now Jacoby Jones, who already has grass stains all over the back of his jersey on that diving attempt of Merrifield's line drive in the first. Bounces it out to Dozier. 2 outs. Junis on Sunday against Minnesota celebrated his 26th birthday. I don't know if he celebrated much that day. Had a rough day against the Twins, but he put an end to a very impressive streak. He had gone 30 consecutive innings without a walk, and that ended in the very first inning. A fastball strike to Pete Kozma, but still 1 walk over his last 34 innings.
Man, that is so hard to do, and it's a compliment to him and his focus. That focus on commanding the fastball, and it's all of his pitches. Pitching to contact.
1-1 on Pete Kozma.
I think one of the biggest words we've learned this year from first-year pitching coach Cal Eldred: attack with the fastball. Go after him. Be convicted. He's really had a nice season. Cal has, helping out the young guys get established. I mean, we all know as a team, you know, that it has not been a successful season, but there's been a lot of successes along the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you measure a season like this differently. Did the team get better? Did players improve? Did the team improve? Was there progress?
Development, all of it. Really, Ned loves to compliment his coaches and how hard they work. And it's the truth. We're out here every day watching them.
Junis has a 1-2-3 second inning with a couple of strikeouts, and he has struck out 3 in the first 2 innings. Shopper ballpark deals available now exclusively through the ballpark app. Get a $5 ticket for Friday's game against the Indians. For more information, visit Royals.com/ballpark deal. And we're down to 7 after tonight's game. And the last 4 are at home against the Indians beginning on Thursday night. Brett Phillips leads off the third. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brett was 0 for 4 on Thursday. He was not in the lineup last night. That'll be back and out of play. Yeah, he got on top of a high fastball and hits it into right center field and takes an aggressive turn, but he'll hold with a leadoff single.
Good level swing. He's a lot better, fans, than his average is showing right now. He's obviously got a lot to work on, like a lot of the young players here, but he hustles. He gives everything he's got. He's going to be hopefully a 270, 270, 280 hitter with some occasional power and some base stealing ability and tremendous top shelf defense. They hope.
Outside to Maybreeze Valoria. This is his first appearance in this series.
There's that right arm. See, man, he's got to shorten up his lead. He can't go back diving like that. When you're playing with a sore shoulder, you got to shorten up your lead and go back feet first. That hurt him. He's only 70% in his right arm right now. That hurt.
One and one on Valoria. And he's been told that it may hurt more, but he can't injure it anymore. Just needs to get to the offseason and do nothing with his shoulder for a while. Let it heal.
Cool down. He's complaining about his shoulder right now. He's telling him. You don't have to go back, head first.
Foul tip, 1 and 2 on Valoria.
Valoria wants to pull the ball. You can tell he wants to get a homer. He wants to see if he can get Zimmerman to put it up in the zone. He's given up 13 home runs to left-handed batters, 12 to right-handed batters. Zimmerman.
Two balls, 2 strikes. So that adds up to 25 on the year. And he's given up a lot lately. 19 over his last 12 starts. That's tied with Dylan Bundy for the most in the major leagues over that stretch. Valoria hits it sharply to second. It's backhanded by Rodriguez. And that's a double play. So 2 down, and now Whit Merrifield, who swung at the first pitch of the game and tripled off of Jones' glove in right center field, and now Whit leads the league with 182 hits.
That's an impressive category if he can just hang in there. Keep it up. And there was a little bit of a fortune there when Jones dropped that ball when he had it all the way, but you know, Witt's been robbed many a time this year. So he'll say it evens out. Yeah, it was a nice try to rebound, you know, to catch the hop out of the glove. He almost had it again.
Still 0-2.
He got a Merry Christmas hit last night, didn't he? That bunt on that bunt that he pushed to.
He did. Yeah.
They could have scored it. They could have scored it in air.
He got a God Bless America hit last night.
Exactly. That's perfect.
He and I were joking about that before the game tonight.
Yeah, I saw him.
And I said, hey, no, I want you to get all the hits you can get. But that was a grown man trying to field that bunt that you put down.
It's right there.
Denny and I used to talk a lot about, you know, the numbers for elite players. 100 RBIs, 30 home runs, maybe 40 home runs, 100 runs scored, 100 walks. And a lot of those, you need some help from your teammates to accomplish that.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Denny used to always say, one number that takes care of all the other ones is if you have 200 hits in a season, you're going to get your runs scored, you're going to get your RBIs. You know, that's, and Witt is going to have a heck of a finish to get to 200 hits, but leading the league in hits, all of the other numbers have a way of taking care of themselves.
That's right. And on his score, you know, on his career lifetime stat book, it'll be highlighted in black italics. That means that it stands out. He led the league. And you don't see too many of those on guys' career stats.
He has fought back from 0-2. And he takes a walk, so he earned that one. Zimmerman's not very happy that Witt got away from him, and Zimmerman doesn't walk many. And now we'll see if Witt is taking off with Mondesi coming up. Mondi hit a sac fly in the first inning, scoring Witt, who had tripled.
Zimmerman's catcher, James McCann, has a McCannon. 35% of runners he's thrown out. It's a great mark. Well, it's an above average mark. A great mark is what Salvador Perez is throwing. 48% of runners. That's a great mark.
And when they start making chest protectors with your name embroidered into the chest protector, you're doing pretty good.
You are. He's their main catcher, but they're trying to give Grayson Griner some looks. Uh-oh.
He had him flinched. And Witt is out. Or did he get around the tag? Nope, caught stealing. And that ends the inning. Mondesi will lead off the 4th. Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Royals 1, Tigers 1. Jamer Candelario, Tiger leadoff man, takes ball 1. Witt thought he had Jordan Zimmerman timed, and he did. The only problem was Zimmerman's move was to first and not to home. So some of the credit goes to the pitcher there for varying his times.
That's right.
Two and one.
Zimmerman, watch him. He's got quick feet. This is a nice quick turn, and that location of where he put that ball to Goodrem was a perfect throw. They would have got him had he dove back in there.
Mondesi has an RBI for the Royals. Goodrem has the RBI for the Tigers. And that's a strike to Candelario. 2-2. Candelario had some back spasms on Tuesday night, and this is the first time he's been in the lineup since then. That's out of play. StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Okay, now pretty much a pull hitter. He's gotten a few hits to the opposite field. Off speed gets you reaching like that.
Right to O'Hearn. One out in the third. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Just sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And now Kristen Stewart. Junis got him with a fastball in the first inning. Oh, and 1.
Stewart has a nice short compact swing, and he gets a lot of bat speed right where you want it. Short distance over the plate. His hands come right through the zone quickly. Possibly we could be talking about him for years to come. Looks like he's a lock for their left field in the future. He keeps hitting with power.
Good fastball. Valoria points his glove out at Junis. Says that's where we want it. In and off the plate. And now breaking ball is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Interesting, both starters last time out faced Minnesota. Neither did well, and both got knocked around with their fastball. And we've been talking lately about how effective Jacobs' fastball has been in the second half, but he faced the Twins on Sunday, Zimmerman on Monday, and both times the Twins hit .500 against their fastball. That one came up a little short.
Yeah,
3 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, that's a pitch though that starters have to have, and relievers, just to make their other pitches look good. Complements them. So if you can hit that, that's what most hitters like to look for, that pitch there.
Stewart got a fastball down and strokes it into center field. He is on with 1 out.
Stays right with it.
So that's 4 hits for the Tigers tonight, 2 of which have been on the fastball. And here's Castellanos. He's the Tiger DH tonight. He's had a good year and he's finishing strong. He's batting .390 in September and .301 for the year. So he was up there with Merrifield on the hits leaders in the American League.
Yeah, and certainly up there with Merrifield in the batting average against left-handed pitching. 393.
Right center field, and Phillips wants it. 2 down. And now Ronnie Rodriguez, who came on as a pinch runner for Victor Martinez, who reached with an infield single. Who would have imagined that Victor Martinez would have ended his career with an infield single? But he did. Rodriguez ran for him, and the crowd, the Royals and the Tigers, had a last moment to salute Victor Martinez.
Well, you wonder if Rodriguez will be in a trivia question someday. Who pinch ran for Victor Martinez in his last game? That's pretty cool.
Oh, and 2.
If they give us that trivia question, we'll win it. We'll remember, because we were there.
Stewart's running on a ball in the dirt, and he went in hard standing. Showed some pretty good body control to be able to stay on the bag without leaving his feet.
Yeah. Junis will be charged with a wild pitch, but still good read by Stewart, though. The ball didn't bounce that far from Valoria. Yep, you're right. He was able to pull the parachute out just in time. Stay on the bag.
Off the end of the bat, and Witt may have pulled up his glove a little too soon, hurrying, trying to get Rodriguez, and everybody is safe.
Squibbers, those are not a guaranteed out, that's for sure, especially when they had a lot of spin on him. Merrifield coming in, he's got a good angle there, but like you said, ball came up on him, and his head might have come up just a tad as well.
It is ruled a base hit for Rodriguez, and the inning extends to Nico Goodrem, who drove in the Tigers' run with a single in the first inning. Fastball for a strike. Oh, and 2. Goodrem has been out with a right quad contusion. That happened 10 days ago. So this is his first game since in the starting lineup. Lined up the left field line, and fair, and bouncing over the wall for a double. So a run scores, but another run is prevented by bouncing over the wall, and Nico Goodrem has driven in both runs for the Tigers, and Detroit leads 2-1.
You could tell by the way he left the batter's box that he believed it was going to stay fair. Now look where that pitch was. That pitch was up and out, way off the plate, but there's a hitter who's looking to knock in a run. Wasn't looking for a walk, and just barely stayed fair. And it was a good thing it hopped over. Junis has a chance to pick up Merrifield right here.
Matuk pops it up over near the Royals dugout and out of play. Matuk grounded out to Mondesi at short in the first inning.
You know, they didn't give Witt an error on that, but if you ask Witt, he'll say, I'd like to do that again, and throw him out, we'd be out of the inning.
Mabry's catcher's mask came undone.
He's going to lose his patience here pretty soon. Now he's just trying to rig it up. Yeah. All right. Don't know how catchers went without having a helmet for all them years in the old days with those guys with those bats swinging them back there. Whew.
One ball, one strike. And hitters up there wearing their hats and no helmet. Can't imagine it now. A hitter going up there without a helmet. 2 balls, 1 strike. But I wonder if the first guy who wore a helmet, if the rest of the league went, you wear a helmet up there.
Are you afraid?
Yeah.
It's Ty Cobb. No fear in that man.
That's upstairs. 3-1. James McCann is on deck.
I sat the bench for a lot of teams, but when the Cardinals, when I was there, Red Shandy's, the late great Red, he used to tell stories, and I would get him going, and he'd say, "Wow, you know, we used to Wrigley Field. They didn't have a hitter's backdrop, and they had fans sitting back there with white T-shirts on. So not only did we not have a helmet, we couldn't see the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand because they didn't have no hitter's eye back there." I mean, think about that. People with white T-shirts on.
Alex runs over from left field and takes care of Matuk. The Tigers get another RBI from Goodrem, and they lead 2-1. the National League East for the first time since 2013. They were 18 games under 500 last year, and they had 90 lost seasons in 2015 and 2016. So they are in the playoffs. They have won the division. They had that great run. Remember when they won 14 consecutive division titles?
Yep.
That ended 12 years ago. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
Well, congratulations to them. It's not easy. And they weren't expected to even finish in the top 3. They were supposed to be rebuilding all year.
Mondesi, Gordon, and Perez are coming up. Mondesi hit a sacrifice fly to center field in the first inning, and then he was at the plate when Zimmerman picked off Merrifield to end the third. So not a bad guy to be leading off the next inning. It looks worse when someone is picked off to end the inning, but had Witt run and been thrown out. It was a classic running situation with a runner at first, 2 outs, and a leadoff type guy at the plate. That's Zimmerman's first strikeout and 1 away in the 4th.
Yep. Well, he toyed with Mondesi right there. He really pitched him good. Pitched him well.
And now Alex with 1 out. He's taking all the way, strike 1. He's the subject of our Kubota power stats, and those are his excellent numbers since moving to the number 3 spot, and right on cue. It's a line drive home run to right field and ties the game at 2. He lined to left in his first at bat, and then he pulls one into the right field seats.
Take that, Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think that makes up for anything that happened in Ann Arbor today, but
nope,
it ties the game here.
There you go. Good stroke, man. That was there again. We talked about him in the open of our show. Look at the breaking ball. That was 81 with some really good downward bite to it. Didn't fool him one bit. Sweet swing.
So Alex adds to those impressive numbers since moving to the number 3 spot. He has driven in 15 in 17 games there. Jacoby Jones, one of the best in the business, runs that ball down into left center field. Salvy's 0 for 2. So let's go back to those Kubota power stats and update Alex Gordon since moving to the 3rd spot. Hitting over 300. He is hitting almost 370 with runners in scoring position. That's probably the most important statistic, batting in an RBI spot. When are you getting your hits? Ideally when it's with runners in scoring position.
Timely. You know, that was an impressive pitch by Zimmerman. It was not a hanging curve. I mean, to hit a ball out of the park like that, you got to do a lot of things right. He obviously wasn't guessing. He was just trusting his hands. His eyes tell him what to do, so he's got some really good vision and communication with his hands and eyes.
That's a nice play by Goodrem.
Smooth.
So the inning is over, but Alex Gordon's home run ties the game at 2 to the bottom of the 4th.
Coordinated all over that one.
T-Mobile.
First, a framed jersey and photo commemorating your year.
Had to know it was going to be an emotional day, but none of us would believe that his last career hit would be a leg hit, that he earned every bit of it, and he got a lot of love from the Comerica Park faithful here. Pretty special send-off.
James McCann took a called third strike his first time up. Tigers have 2 RBIs from Nico Goodrem. Mondesi and Gordon have driven in the Royals runs. And a low pitch is stroked into left center field, and Alex Gordon is all over it.
Routine play for Alex. He reads these and with no problem at all. Comes in as well as any outfielder I've ever seen. Just very quick, and he gets all this and all these plays because he practices during batting practice and takes live balls off the bat. And that's the closest thing to real life game situations you can do. And that's how an outfielder improves. Take them off the bat in batting practice. Learn the reads that come off naturally. Rusty Kuntz, one of the best outfield instructors there are in the game, is down in the minor leagues teaching the Royals minor league outfielders how to be like Alex Gordon. We want you to be like him. He shows video to him. He shows videotape of Alex during batting practice going after the ball. This is who we want you to be, not try to be this guy. So they are trying to clone Alex and make a whole bunch of Gold Glovers in their system coming up so they can play good defense at the K. That's an important role for Rusty Kuntz.
Two and two on Jacoby Jones, who is also an excellent outfielder. And if he hits someday, he might win some Gold Gloves. Dozier, bare hands, throws, and it's too late.
A heck of a play, though. You're not going to get a guy like Jones on a 3-hopper, but man, that's impressive. Dozier's looked a lot more comfortable at third base in the last 10-15 games. Let's check out Alex Gordon here coming in on that. Look at that. 50 feet, covered it with no problem.
You know, another thing about Alex, remember early in the season, he went on the disabled list with a tear in his left hip. And remember, he was hurting. And at the time, Royals weren't sure if he would eventually need surgery or not. They knew it wasn't going to get any better. He just had to manage the pain. And that was over 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I haven't heard him talking about his hip much since then.
Nope. And he, of course, probably is hurt, but doesn't say anything. Probably got a lot of owies. I believe that happened in St. Louis. Remember, he dove and caught that ball. His body was contorted, and he landed right on his hip. If I remember that, maybe that wasn't the right park, but I remember the catch specifically. Can't remember what field it was.
I remember a play in St. Louis, and it looked like it was bad for his hip, but he actually went on the disabled list pretty early in the season. But I know which play you're talking about.
Remember that? Yeah.
Just landed heavy on that hip.
That's the only one. Oh, look at this. We got it.
So actually, that one he landed on his right hip, but just still the compression. And he was slow getting up, and that's the first thing we thought was, uh-oh.
It's great that they could go back in the archives and pull that catch up.
That's
thank you.
They is Sam Abramson, who dove into his video Rolodex quickly and pulled that up for us.
Wow.
Two and one on Cosma, who was down on strikes in the second inning. Close. Over at first base, Ryan O'Hearn took a little peek into the Royals dugout. And he's still looking in there.
Looked like to me he got his foot back on there. Just in time.
A little careful with that tag.
Gloria, he'd be okay if Jones goes, because he got a chance to show off his quickness. He's got a very nice transfer from glove to hand and a good throwing arm. He's been an impressive young catcher.
There he goes. And it's ball 4. So not what Junis had in mind. Jake walks very few. That's just his second walk over his last 37 innings, and it's the number 9 hitter. And there are 2 on for Jeimer Candelario. So the 8 and 9 hitters reach after the sliding play by Gordon in left field. Candelario's had a tough time getting it by O'Hearn. He is grounded to Ryan and lined to Ryan. Sliders in for a strike. Candelario is one of 3 switch hitters in the lineup for Ron Gardenhire, and he has 2 on the bench. So it is September with the bigger rosters, but they have 5 switch hitters on the roster. And speaking of switch hitters and Victor Martinez, our sprint trivia question. Martinez has the 5th highest average among switch hitters since 1990. Who are the top 4?
Chipper Jones.
What about Mark Teixeira?
Yep. Put him in there.
1990 now. That's going back a while.
I mean, I'd like to use Eddie Murray because he was still playing, but I don't know if he had those kind of numbers.
No. He's a 3,000 hit guy.
Yep.
That gets through Veloria, and that's a big advance there. That takes away the chance for a ground ball and a double play.
Yeah, that hurt. Let's see if it bounced or not. Yeah, and Veloria, he couldn't get his glove open. It's going to be a wild pitch. Looked like to me his glove wasn't open all the way. Chili Davis.
Okay, I'll write it down. What about Roberto Alomar?
Yep. Oh, this is exactly
huge pop up.
Oh man, good pitch.
2 outs.
Mo Lottery Replay is going to show you this might be one of the best pitches of the day for Junis. Even though it was 83 right in the middle, no wonder Candelario was not happy. He got him a good pitch to hit and missed it.
So it's Stewart with 2 in scoring position. And that gets away from Veloria. There might be a chance for a play. Nope. That was a good read by Jones. That didn't roll very far. And Junis got to the plate pretty quickly, but no chance to get Jones. And Veloria may have been crossed up because he and Junis have a little chat behind home plate.
Yeah, things aren't going right this inning. That's for sure. No chance. You know, Jones is so fast. He read that. Look at him at the very top of your screen there. Watch him. He's coming on the minute it bounced. He can do a little high stepping.
So that's 2 wild pitches. And now runner at third, 2 down. And that's down and in. 2-0 on Stewart.
Junis came into today's start with 5 wild pitches. Didn't believe he'd throw 2 in 1 inning here.
Two and one. Far be it for me to question a guy's choice in hairstyle, but every time Stewart swings, his helmet either comes loose or comes off.
Okay.
It's just an observation.
Mm-hmm.
Three balls, 1 strike.
Trying to pitch him carefully here. Now he's ahead in the count. Gonna have to execute a good one or get lucky.
Off the end of the bat, and Goodwin is there to make the play. So Junis almost got out of second and third and 1 out, but his second wild pitch puts the Tigers back in front. By Ram, hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. It was 61 degrees at first pitch.
Beautiful outside. The sky's lit nicely.
And it looks like the Royals will not see 80 degrees the rest of the year. You all right with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dozier bounces it over the mound. Rodriguez comes over from second. And Hunter is 0 for 2. Well, we have a pretty good list to begin with our sprint trivia question.
Just got to put the right ones in the right place here.
So Victor Martinez, 5th highest average since '90. Who are the top 4? I'm pretty confident about Roberto Alomar. How about you?
I think you should run him up the pole.
Roberto Alomar.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. The short list is actually a long list. Mark Teixeira, Chipper Jones, Eddie Murray, Chili Davis, and then I added Lance Berkman and Jose Reyes.
Yeah, I like them all, but we only need 2 more, right?
You need at least 5,000 at bats. One and one on Goodwin, who grounded sharply up the middle to the shortstop Cosma in the 2nd inning. That's a sign of the fall. It is in Kansas City. Those, what are they, sparrows?
I'm not sure.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean,
Long ways away.
there are thousands and thousands of those in my neighborhood.
Okay.
In early fall weeks and months. Wow, that pitch looked way outside, and Brian thought the same thing. So he has a few parting words for home plate umpire Nick Lentz.
McCann did a good job. He didn't hold it. He just took it and threw it around the horn, acted like it was there all the way. Catchers really can't make a difference in the appearance of the pitch.
Fouled away by Phillips. What about Sean Figgins?
You know what? He had a couple years where he played every day, but he was kind of he wasn't a real everyday guy. I don't know if he'd have that hits.
Oh, and 2. You like Chipper Jones?
I do. He's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Chipper Jones.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right. 1 and 2 on Phillips. 2 more to go. No strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Eddie Murray was a 3,000 hit guy. I mean, that's a lot of good years.
Yeah, he played past the 90s.
Since 1990, so there weren't many years for him after 1990.
No, but he played for Cleveland a little bit there towards the end.
I think you need to play a little bit more than a little bit for Cleveland at the end to get to 5,000 at bats. Royals go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th inning. The Tigers lead 3-2.
A season logo hooded sweatshirt giveaway presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors next Saturday. First 15,000 fans through the gates will receive the sweatshirt before watching the Royals take on the Indians at 6:15. Be sure to stay after the game for the Fan Appreciation Fireworks Show.
Foul tip. Strike one on Castellanos. Jacob Junis has allowed 3 runs, 7 hits. Tigers have scored in 3 of the first 4 innings. Castellanos singled and scored in the first. Got him to chase one way out of the strike zone. 0-2. And when a hitter is over 300 this late in the season, they do a pretty good job of hitting with 2 strikes. And Castellanos is one of the best in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only Freddie Freeman has a higher line drive rate with 2 strikes in the major leagues. Wood Merrifield's on the list. Up into a beautiful sunset. Look at that.
It's a tiger lit sky, isn't it? Got the colors. Spectacular.
Grounded foul. All right, Hud, we have Roberto Alomar and Chipper Jones. You like Teixeira, Davis, Berkman, or Reyes?
I do.
Which one do you like?
I like Davis, and I like Teixeira.
That's into left field. So with 2 strikes, wasn't necessarily a line drive, but Castellanos has a leadoff single. All right, Chili Davis. Strike 1. Mark Teixeira. Strike 2.
Okay, so much for my likes. What do you like?
Well, only guys left on our list. We're missing quite a few. I have Lance Berkman and Jose Reyes. Bunted out in front of the plate. Valoria's play is to first. So Rodriguez was bunting for a hit, but he'll get a sacrifice. 2-3. And Castellanos moves up to second base. I like Lance Berkman.
Okay.
You?
Yeah. He had a nice career.
Lance Berkman. Strike 3.
So we're out.
Yep.
Darn it. I thought we had a chance today.
Nico Goodrem has driven in 2 runs for the Tigers. It's outside, ball 1. Bernie Williams. Come on. Jose Vidro. He was a good hitter, but it would have taken a while to get to him.
Yeah.
But Bernie Williams.
That was one we let slip by. It's okay. Good job, guys.
Two 2-0 on Goodrem.
I'll be able to sleep tonight.
I'd like to check my phone after the trivia question just to see. Okay. Backhanded by Merrifield. I don't know about you, but I have people who will text me during the trivia question, but I go phone face down, and then when it's over, I'm like, okay, who are the smarty pants out there?
Okay. Well, you gotta have friends to do that. I got this.
Jake Newberry with Junis. He's at 94 pitches with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Mikey Matuk with a runner at third, 2 down. Off the end of the bat, and Alex runs it down in the gap. So the leadoff single does not turn into a run. We advance to the 6th in a 3-2 Tiger lead.
Lead off. It's been a bit of a rough night for him behind the plate. Remember, this is just a 21-year-old who had been as high A, but there to help him out on every step of the way is Salvador Perez. Was saying earlier how much Victor Martinez meant to Salvador Perez. He told me that he wants to be that type of leader for Mabry's Viloria as a 21-year-old. And if you guys have noticed at all, when Viloria gets on the bus to leave the stadium, Salvador Perez is there with him, sitting next to him. Even if they're empty seats elsewhere, he has Viloria riding shotgun next to him every step of the way. Very important for Salvi to be that veteran leader for a young guy. Really nice to see that maturity.
It's part of passing the game down, Joe. It's wonderful to see. Now there was a time when the money wasn't quite as good. When a young player would come up, the veteran would say, hey, look, you know what, I'm not going to mentor him at all because he's going to take my job. So there was a little insecurity at one particular point in the game. And now it's good. It's changed. You want to be able to mentor. You want to be able to pass the game along. That's the important part of being a major league player, and a responsibility some guys don't take. So I'm glad to hear that Salvi's doing that. And Viloria, he benefits from that big time.
He is grounded into a double play tonight on a hard hit ball to the second baseman Rodriguez. Still 2-2, and he will lead off our Sonic Slam inning. Tonight's contestant is Lisa Peters from Greenwood, hometown. The Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning. Lisa wins $900. There's a called third strike, and that is the third for Zimmerman. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning, then Lisa wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
Pulling for you, Lisa.
Lisa goes to the Sonic at 150 highway and 291 highway, I'm pretty sure. Now it takes her a while to get there.
She ride her bike?
No, just because of the speed limit.
Oh.
So, but I'm pretty sure that's where she goes.
Okay.
Witt tripled on the first pitch thrown by Zimmerman, and then scored on a sac fly by Mondesi, and then he walked coming back from an 0-2 count in the third inning. And now he's down 0-2 against Zimmerman this time around. That right there impresses coaches and managers when you got a catcher putting in that kind of effort to block pitches with nobody on base.
Yeah, look at it. He takes pride in it. See how he moved with the pitch and the spin on the bounce.
Two balls, two strikes.
Okay, this is typical alignment. Okay, this is called straight up. Everything is straight up. That's the way the game used to be played. Maybe pull was 2 or 3 steps to your right or to your left. Nowadays the shift is, you can play them anywhere.
McCann sprung out of his crouch, expecting that to be a called third strike.
Might have come up a little bit too soon. Let's see if he. Nah, he didn't come up too soon. Just didn't get the call. Sometimes you'll block the vision of the umpire.
And Witt again comes back from 0-2 and takes a walk. And those are the only 2 walks allowed by Zimmerman.
Well, that's just a nice job. Zimmerman saying, man, I was expecting him to swing. And so Witt, with his 58th and 59th walk, he had just 29 all last year. So he's really improved in that department.
Every department.
Exactly.
Now, last time Witt was on with Mondesi at the plate, there were 2 outs. Zimmerman picked him off. Mondesi is swinging and lifts it toward the left field corner. A long run for Stewart, who slides and made the play, and probably started his slide too early. He was sliding forever until he made the catch, and that was a very difficult play by Stewart.
Yeah, and usually when you get that close to the wall, you're slowing down, pulling the parachute out, but another way to stop you is a slide. That timing was perfect there. I thought maybe for a second he slid too soon as well. That's a beauty.
Yeah, so he probably started that slide early, knowing that the wall was approaching.
That's perfect timing.
Yep. Alex Gordon tied the game at 2 with a home run in the 4th inning, and the Tigers regained the lead in the bottom of the 4th. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is our Ram drive of the game.
Man, I'm telling you what, look at the great stroke. As far as the hands go, he took it right to it and got some backspin on a ball that was really, and he blew off Jersh. That's the flyby.
Poor Jersh. Come on.
They call that the flyby. The Royals do.
You know, Ned Yost was a third base coach for Bobby Cox in Atlanta. Could you imagine somebody doing that to Ned in Atlanta? Ned might have followed him down the third base line and into the dugout in the middle of the game.
Leave me hanging in front of the people like that, and on TV. Whoop.
And I love how Jersh just, oh well.
Trying to play it off.
Actually, Jersh, when that's happened in the past, he will just leave his hand out there and just kind of, as a reminder that, they left him hanging. I'm going to have to ask Ned about that.
I saw an interesting thing last night. We saw when Ned was on the mound with the rest of the team, watching McCarthy come in for the first time. He rode the golf cart, and Ned had a big smile on his face, and that was kind of unusual. And Joel had a nice little interview with McCarthy today.
That's fouled away.
But the look on Ned's face, like, what's he doing? Here it is.
Why not?
Right. I mean, I think that's what it's out there for. Hey, look at
Now,
that.
but watch when McCarthy gets to the mound, though. I think Ned was doing all that smiling, but when McCarthy got close to the mound, and Ned had to put the game face on because he didn't want, he didn't want his pitcher to think that, it was funny. McCarthy got to the mound, and Ned said, "All right," and goes through the routine of reminding the pitcher of the situation and who's coming up.
Kennedy wasn't very amused either. Those are his runs out there. He's saying, "Hey, look, I'm taking the thing. Ha ha. Get my guys out. Let's go. Get them out." Gave up 1 run. It's all right.
Witt is running, and Alex squibs it to the left side. That's the shortstop Cosma on a hop, and Goodrem makes a great play on the other side, and that puts an end to the 6th inning.
Ooh, that was a wow play. 2 excellent Tiger plays in the same inning after a 3-error night last night.
Injury report update. Carlos Correa, who's had injuries this year, back issues, and his back has flared up again. He'll miss the remainder of the Astros homestand. Houston has clinched a playoff spot. They have not yet clinched their division, with Oakland 3.5 games back. But if the season ended today, it would be Houston and Cleveland in the first round, and Boston taking on the wild card winner, which at the moment is the Yankees and the A's. McCann jackknifes. 1 ball, 1 strike. He is struck out and lost a hit on a sliding play in left field by Alex Gordon. Junis is at 97 pitches, and this is the 3rd time he's facing the lower third of the order. So Mikey Matuk has made the last out 3 times tonight. Number 6 hitter. Phillips is out in right field tonight, 1 away. The difference in the game right now is a Jacob Junis wild pitch, and he has 3 tonight. He had a wild pitch that put Kristen Stewart in scoring position in the 3rd inning, and he eventually scored. And then a wild pitch put Jacoby Jones, who's batting right now, at 3rd in the 4th, and then another wild pitch got him to the plate.
Yeah, he's got away from him.
It's 0-2 on Jones. Jones had an infield single in his last at bat and eventually scored on that wild pitch. A little bit high with a fastball. Foul tip and a strikeout. 2 outs in the 6th.
Excellent action on this slider. Whew, man, that's a dropper. He's on top of that slider, that's for sure. If he's sometime this year, earlier when he went to his little period where he wasn't winning some games, he was on the side of the ball and the ball was flat, wasn't breaking like it is tonight.
Pete Kozma walked his last time up, and he is struck out. That's a strike, and it's 0-2. Junis has walked only 2 in his last 38 innings. One ball, 2 strikes. Valoria's working hard with nobody on base. Two and 2. Another nice stop. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout. That's a career high 108 pitches for Junis. He has gone 6. The Royals are down 3-2. Jordan Zimmerman, who had been knocked around in his previous 2 starts, has held the Royals to 2 runs, 3 hits in 6 innings. He's given up a home run. That was to Alex Gordon in the 4th. Jacob Junis is done for the night with a career high 108 pitches. And the difference being right now a run that's scored on a wild pitch back in the 4th inning.
Yep, and Ned's pleased that Junis kept his team in the game.
Look out. Goodrem ran a mile and then went into the net in pursuit of that Salvador Perez pop-up.
His quad contusion must be better. Long way. A fan casually caught the ball off the net.
A good way to wreck a finger.
Yep.
Going into the netting like that. Salvi is grounded to short and lined to center. Zimmerman's been very pitch efficient tonight. He has thrown just 82 pitches in 6 innings. One and two. And he has continued that tonight, giving up 2 runs, 3 hits in 6 innings.
And that's, 7 starts have all come at Kauffman Stadium. 5 quality starts. He's done a good job.
Two and two.
His velocity is down. 91 miles an hour is his average. And that's going to happen as pitchers age. But he's had some issues. He had a couple of shots in his neck recently and had some injuries. And his pitching coach, Rick Anderson, said that he's encouraged him to use more secondary pitches like this, sliders.
Been on the disabled list with a shoulder problem in May. There's Rick Anderson. He was Ron Gardenhire's pitching coach in Minnesota for a long time. A one-time Royal, Rick Anderson. Zimmerman was also hit by a line drive from Jason Kipnis on the face very early in the season. 1-1 on Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan has popped to second and grounded out to first. Out to Stewart in left field. 2 outs.
Grandparents and parents, the perfect gift for your young Royals fan is now 50% off. Purchase the 2018 Sluggers Blue Crew box for just $15. Membership includes a jersey, flat bill cap, drawstring bag, 2 compression sleeves, 2 ticket vouchers, and much more. Purchase your discounted membership now at the stadium or online at Royals.com/Blue-Crew.
Oh, and 1 to Hunter Dozier. He is 0 for 2. Zimmerman's really picking up the pace. One ball, 2 strikes. Jordan Zimmerman is from Little Auburndale, Wisconsin. Population 730. His high school, and I don't know if Mike Jershely, who's from Clintonville, if his high school has this, but Zimmerman's high school every year has Bring Your Tractor Day. Did you ever have Bring Your Tractor Day when you were in high school?
Come on. Really?
Stretch time in Detroit.
his fastball, that was really his key. He was able to put it where he wanted for the most part. Slider was working good tonight, and he worked a few changeup in there. But you know what? He only walked one batter. That's okay. Had a couple of wild pitches that hurt him. 5 strikeouts. But the bottom line is his team's still in the game. That's what manager Ned Yost really appreciates.
So it's a quality start, and now Jake Newberry comes on. He's a Chevy call to the bullpen. He has pitched in 11 games. And he throws a strike to Jeimer Candelario. We haven't seen a lot of Jake. He's done very well against right-hand hitters. Right-hand hitters are just 3 for 20 against him, but in this inning, he's going to get a switch hitter, a left-hand batter, and then a right-hand hitter. That'll be Castellanos coming up third.
Okay, so that he might bring in that changeup. There was one there, he just got away from him. He's got a mid-90s fastball, nice hard slider, and change.
Two and one on Jeimer Candelario. Royals scored first in the first on Mondesi's sac fly. Tigers got 1 in the first, 1 in the third to take the lead, and then Alex Gordon hit a home run in the 4th inning to tie the game at 2, and right now the Tigers lead 3-2 on Jones scoring on a wild pitch in the 4th inning. And the plate has been wide tonight, especially against left-hand batters, and now Candelario is the most recent lefty griping about the strike zone.
Hey, you know what? If it's too close to take, you better hack. He'll send you back. Candelario got to go.
And now Jake will get Kristen Stewart. He has a single and a run scored, and a nice sliding play in left field tonight. I see that the Yankees have defeated Toronto tonight, so they have clinched a wild card spot.
Okay. A lot of people expected them to be in the postseason this year.
Two and one. 3 balls, 1 strike on Stewart. That's Joe Jimenez. And the Royals in the 8th will have Goodwin, Phillips, and Valoria. 3-2. And another strike, so to speak. 2 down.
Hey, look.
Okay.
You know what?
Calling it all night.
It was the previous batter, Candelario. He got caught on the same pitch. Stewart was on deck. He saw that. He just got a hack. I'm with him. Uh-oh. A lot of Gardenhire is not happy with the strike zone.
And he's yelling, I've been calling that all night. Don't start complaining now.
Exactly. He has been. It has been. I agree with him. It's been a strike all night.
And you know who feels a little bit better right now? Brian Goodwin, who's in center field. He was the first to take a pitch way outside for a strikeout. And he's like a second catcher. He is looking right at the strike zone from center field, so he sees that it's being called both ways. You see the other night, Bryce Harper was upset at Laz Diaz, and then he went back out to center field the next half inning, and when a pitch wasn't called a strike, he raised his arms. There's Goodwin. He can see exactly what the strike zone is. And Laz Diaz got out from behind home plate and walked toward the mound and was screaming out at Bryce Harper.
Because he could see him. He could see him. That's not good. You don't want to show an umpire up like that.
And the umpire has to hold it together a little bit better than that, doesn't he?
Obviously hit a nerve. Maybe Harper was right.
That's a situation there, in my opinion, that, and I don't know how many people were at the game that night, but Laz Diaz might have been the only person who noticed Bryce Harper throwing his arms in the air.
Didn't want to make a spectacle, maybe.
So now you got to stop the game and create a scene. That's over Dozier and up the left field line. Castellanos is digging for 2, and he's in with a 2-out double.
Just a really good hitter all the way around. 45th double. Man. Now that ball, it was a changeup, stayed there. Dozier, nice timing. I mean, he had time to leap, but just didn't quite have those kind of hops.
So Castellanos has 3 hits tonight. That's another hit for him with 2 strikes. He was down 1 and 2. And he's in scoring position for Ronnie Rodriguez. We just showed you this a couple of innings ago. Castellanos is hitting over 300 late in the year. He has a lot of line drives with 2 strikes. As does Whit Merrifield. Fastball right by Rodriguez.
Yeah, that 45th double, he's right there. Was tied with Betts, Mookie Betts, and then Bregman's got 50 for the league lead.
Two and one. Well, Rodriguez, he got on top of a high fastball last night and hit a home run, and he almost hit that high breaking ball out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try a different quadrant in the strike zone, maybe down low. Newberry does a nice job. You know, he's very confident and he executes his pitches and he throws strikes. He comes right at hitters. He's careful. I like his maturity. Really carries himself well. Call that mound presence.
Three and two. Switch hitter Nico Goodrem is on deck. On the ground to Mondesi, and there might have been a play at third, but Mondesi throws back to first on a close play. And the Royals are in no hurry to run off the field. Let's see. Wow, that's close. And I think with 2 outs in the 7th inning, Ron Gardenhire can take a risk here, but he will not.
That's a great play. Fantastic throw across his body, across the diamond. I mean, the ball took him right to that play at third base. I thought he was going to take it in front of him as well. Castellanos did too. But then he decides, you know what? Off balance, I believe I can get him. What a nice play to get the ball over there. And O'Hearn with a nice pickup. Boy, I just tell you the quickness. And one of the things I like watching his defense most is the transfer from glove to hand he gets. He's so smooth.
Joe Jimenez is a Chevy call to the bullpen as the Royals come up in the 8th inning, down by 1.
This young man is having a good season. ERA is a little high for what he's wanting in his stuff, but at 6'3", 272, just 23 years old, he's got a nice future. 93 to 98. Good slider, changeup.
He also pitched the 8th inning on Thursday and struck out the side. He struck out Goodwin, Phillips, and Merrifield. 3 up, 3 down. And now it's 0-2 on Brian Goodwin. He has grounded out and struck out tonight.
Has just a really good arm speed and tough to pick up. A lot of that plays. I mean, you wonder why some guys get hit hard that have really good stuff. It's because the hitter sees the ball well. Just all depends on how the ball comes out of the hand.
That's out of play. Jordan Zimmerman set down 11 of the last 12 Royals, going back to Alex Gordon's home run in the 4th inning. So he has another good outing against the Royals. Still 1-2.
Just staying with fastballs, challenging him. It's not easy to hit it.
Right center field. Long run Matuk, but he's there.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Royals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Royals home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Brett Phillips has one of the 3 Royals hits tonight. That was a single leading off the 3rd inning. But then Zimmerman was able to get the next batter, Valoria, to ground into a double play. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Tigers bullpen ERA is 9th in the American League. So that's nothing to get terribly excited about, but that is a huge upgrade from last year. Their bullpen was awful last year. 3 balls, 1 strike. Tiger bullpen had a 5.63 ERA. That was the worst in the major leagues by 81 points.
Wow. Had to make some improvements there.
Three and 2. And now Nick Lentz is having a conversation with the Royals dugout.
That's 95, you know, lower part of the strike zone. Better be swinging here. Another heater coming.
He's had both dugouts chewing on him in the last inning.
Yeah, it's been one of those borderline days. Game's moving along.
Right side and through. And that's the Royals' first hit since Alex Gordon's home run in the 4th inning.
That'll work. Really like how he grounds that bag. Second time he's gotten a hit tonight, and he's thinking 2 all the way until he makes the outfielder stop him. He's going 2, 2, 2. Okay, you're going to stop me. All right, I'll stop. Look at him. He's ready. You see him turn around. He's watching the throw and everything. If the ball kicks off, that's what you want. Attention to detail on the bases. Being heads up. Be ready to advance. Attack.
Valoria hits it out to right center field. Phillips is tagging and holding. 2 away.
If you're a base runner and you have good skills, good speed, you should be full attention on the baseball while it's in play. Watch the ball all the way and be ready to advance on any slight bobble, any miscue. If the pitcher's messing around, they're not paying attention, take a base on them. Be heads up. Really help your team win games that way.
It's like Jason Hamill will have the bottom of the 8th. Will he use the golf cart?
I don't think so.
Oh man. James McCann not only stopped that ball, he did it without using a backhand.
Yeah, he pounced on this. That's good hands. McCann can.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at that. Nice play. No way he was supposed to catch that. Join Fox Sports Kansas City and Team Up for Down Syndrome on September 30th for a special day at the K. Every ticket purchased will benefit the special needs community in Kansas City. Get your tickets at royals.com/special day, and we'll see you there. Celebrate those with special needs and their special families.
(2-0). That game will start at 2:15. A few years ago, Major League Baseball wanted every game starting at the same time
on the last day.
2:15 Central. 3 balls, no strikes, and it goes back to the 2014 season. Remember, the Royals in Chicago had clinched a spot for at least a wild card, but then there was some question whether they could tie the Tigers for the division lead and setting up a 1-game playoff. Witt swings 3-0 and lines it up the left field line. Phillips to third.
Come on.
He will be waved home. Cosma to the plate. Close and safe. And Whit Merrifield on a 3-0 pitch ties the game at 3.
42nd double, and it was a beauty. And Phillips couldn't wait for Merrifield to hit a gap. Look at Jersley. He's got that windmill running, man. He's wheeling him home. Good at slide. That's a nice job by reading the throw. The throw was up the first base side, and it's a tie game. And that's Junis. That's Junis keeping his team in the game so they can come back and get in it again.
Witt had struck out against Jimenez in the game on Thursday night in the 8th inning, and now he is 3 out of 5 against Jimenez with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. Those 3 hits. And now somebody who can get around on a Jimenez fastball, and Mondesi fouls it away.
He had a good rip on that one there.
Mondesi drove in the first run of the game with a sac fly in the first inning. He scored Merrifield. One ball, 1 strike. So Witt has a perfect night tonight. He has a triple, 2 walks, and both of those walks he was down 0-2 and came back, and now the 2-out RBI double to tie it in the 8th. 1-2 on Mondesi, who is starting his 16th consecutive game tonight.
Yeah, he's looking more and more like a regular every single day. He stays in there. He'll get conditioned to finish strong.
Two and 2. Tigers pitchers had set down 12 of the last 13. And then Phillips singled, and with 2 outs, Merrifield doubles. And Mondesi chased a fastball and strikes out, but the Royals tie it. That's a 3-0 pitch, and Witt doubles home Phillips to tie it at 3. Ford. Going further, so you can. Series is tied at 1 game apiece, and this game is tied at 2. And Rick Anderson is trying to console Joe Jimenez, who just gave up the tying run in the top of the 8th inning.
What's going to happen?
Our Pepsi fan of the game last night, if that young fellow was here, he was not dressed like that. It was 85 at one point yesterday, and then the game, or the temperature, began to drop late in the game, and it was 61 degrees at first pitch tonight. Jason Hamill will get the bottom of the 8th inning. It is now 57 in downtown Detroit.
Hamill's got 4 pitches. He's hoping that it'll work tonight. Slider, his best one. Likes to get ahead with the fastball. Curve and change are the others.
Hard sliders in for a strike. 1-1 on Nico Goodrem, who has driven in 2 of the 3 Tiger runs. Deep into the left field corner, and Alex Gordon had it off of his glove and was approaching that side wall, and it drops foul.
Well, normally when he gets a glove on it, it's caught, but it's tight down there in that line. Oh, no wonder he's not happy. He had it. Goodrem was like, man, I get another shot. It's amazing.
It's pulled foul into the netting. He gave away some sort of a tiger themed Hawaiian shirt thing tonight. Button down.
Yeah, I'm seeing some in the stands.
Yeah. I might have worn one of those in another life.
I think that's from the '68 team.
2-2 on Goodrem. Back to the middle, and Mondesi tried to back up to get the right hop, and the ball kind of played him, and Goodrem is on to begin the bottom of the 8th.
Happens more time than not when you back up. We've talked about it before. He's trying to get the right hop, and just sometimes the ball will speed up, and that when it bounced, it took off. They're going to give him a hit.
It hit the front end of the mound, which can change the spin. And here's Mikey Matuk. He is 0 for 3. Goodrem has 12 stolen bases. He is 12 out of 15. Matuk does not have a sacrifice bunt, and the Royals really aren't playing him that way.
Yeah, they don't believe it.
Down and away, ball 1.
Matuk's a gap to gap type of hitter. He's got some pop. Big yard like this. Gardner let him swing away.
Out over the plate, deep left field, and gone. And Mikey Matuk has another big hit against the Royals.
He crushed it. Like a hanging breaking ball. That's why you don't bunt a guy like him. Yeah, 88, a hanger.
And he didn't flinch like he was expecting that pitch.
And he back spun that ball.
Now fouled back by James McCann. That's Matuk's 5th career home run against the Royals. No balls, 2 strikes. And now Hamill strikes out McCann on 3 pitches. Missouri State fans, purchase a theme ticket at Royals.com/theme ticket for an exclusive Royals cap featuring Missouri State logo and colors. That's coming up on Friday. That's our first annual Missouri State night, presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. Jacoby Jones with 1 out and nobody on. Oh, 0-2. Royals just tied the game at 8 with a 2-out RBI double from Whit Merrifield, and now the Tigers get a single and a home run and have a 2-run lead. Still 0-2 on Jones. Shane Green will pitch the 9th inning. The Royals have Gordon, Perez, and O'Hearn. If anybody gets on, Dozier. Out to Dozier. Out on a close play. All right, Jones is a good athlete. He can really run.
I believe that. That's why you want to stretch and go get that ball. O'Hearn, nice job. If you could have 2 of the power tool or the stolen base or the speed tool, what would you rather have?
Speed.
Yep. Speed never goes into a slump. You hear that term? Yep. And it's the truth. Readily available. And now Cosma drills it to the gap in left center.
And that's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Cosmo's digging for third. And he's in with a 2-out triple.
And Cosmo really has looked good in this series. Veteran player making all the plays at shortstop. And showing a little bit with the bat. He splits left center field gap nicely right there. First triple of the year in the big leagues.
Jamer Candelario with a runner at third, 2 outs. One and one. Out to Goodwin in shallow left center field, and that's the inning. Mikey Matuk hits a 2-run home run, so now it's up to Gordon, Perez, and O'Hearn with the Royals down by 2.
And come back. We'll be here to talk about it coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. Special night at the ballpark here as Victor Martinez calls it a career. We'll take a look back at that. He's had more hits than anyone in his career but Rod Carew against the Royals. Plus, we'll take a look at a guy that always seems to have hits. 2-hit wit helping getting it done tonight, but they need more now. That and more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Ryan?
All right, Joel, here's Shane Green, who has saved 30. 30 out of 36.
Okay, 65th game. ERA is a little bit high for a closer. Opponent average 271. Sinking, cutting, hard fastball, mid-90s, slider change.
Alex Gordon is homered tonight. Now is against Zimmerman in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 3. Gordon, Perez, and O'Hearn. Royals tied the game in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Whit Merrifield with that second hit Joel was talking about on a 3-0 pitch. He doubled against Jimenez and scored Phillips. And then the Tigers got the 2-run home run from Matuk in the bottom of the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Green kind of has a little short arm action to his arm speed. Short arms, that means his shot puts it up there, kind of. That's an interesting delivery.
One down in the 9th. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Salvador Perez hits it deep to left field. Stewart is at the wall and it's gone. Salvador Perez ties his career high with his 27th home run, and he picks up the 500th RBI of his career. And it's a 1-run game.
A no-doubter. Green thought he could get one in there at 93, and Salvi barreled it, and he knew right away. 27th, man. Stewart, good try, but ain't with him.
And now outside to O'Hearn, and Salvi's 1 home run away from a major league record. And that would be 7 straight seasons with a home run increase to begin a career. Wow. Chopped out to second, an easy hop for Rodriguez. O'Hearn is out. And now it's Green and Dozier. So 1 more home run, he'll have 28. He and Jim Thome at the moment share the record with 6 years with an increase in home runs, but another home run for Salvi, and the record belongs to him. Hunter Dozier takes a big deep breath. He is 0 for 3 so far tonight. A high strike, 0-1. Dozier struck out against Shane Green in the 9th inning on Thursday. Green came in a non-save situation. He allowed a home run in that one too. Mondesi took him deep. 1-1. And that at bat on Thursday was Dozier's first against Green. It's gotten cold here tonight. Temperatures dropped as far as high temperatures go by more than 20 degrees in the last 24 hours. Dozier lines it to the right side. Rodriguez slides on the grass and throws him out. So the 2-run home run by Mikey Matuk against Jason Hamill. That's enough. The Royals get a run back in the 9th on the home run from Salvador Perez, and Victor Martinez's last game as a player in the lineup. He's expected to remain with the team the rest of the season, but his last game played results in a Tigers 5-4 victory.
Yep, very classy by Comerica and their fans for him tonight.